Now then guys, welcome back to another episode. Last time we added some decorative blocks to the new storage area, and we also found our first bits of netherite to upgrade some of our tools. Today we're back in the nether, and I've actually managed to gather enough netherite to convert a full set of diamond gear, and how good does that look? I think it is awesome. So we are still in snapshot 20W17A, and the reason being the nether terrain generation is still up in the air. So I think I'm going to wait for that to be sort of finalized and then do another big reset of the nether, whereby I go through and delete most of the chunks. So I think what we would do is we'd just go through and delete all the chunks in the nether apart from where the new gold farm is. We don't really have much else in the nether. I've been holding off on any big projects in there purely for this reason. So with the updated terrain generation and also the redstone update, there's a lot to think about before we actually update the world here to the new snapshots. So that needs to be done quite carefully, and I'm not in any great rush to do that just yet. So onto the main reason why we are here in the nether, and that is to grab some of this stuff. So I want to do a build with Blackstone, and it's going to be like a furnace array or somewhere we can go to smelt some materials. And I'm also going to make a bamboo farm to provide the furnaces with the fuel. So yeah, let me grab a load of this Blackstone and I will meet you back at the base. So here we are. I've got plenty of Blackstone mined up to use on this build, and I'm just trying to figure out where it's going to go. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear down the iron farm. Now this thing served us pretty well. I've got about 5 or 6 shulker boxes full of iron blocks up at the storage area, so I don't think I'm going to be running out of iron anytime soon. The thing is, it's kind of in a prime location. It's a bit of a centerpiece to the base, right? And it's a bit of an eyesore. So I'm going to tear it down and try to build something that looks a bit nicer. So guys, I've put together the bamboo farm to fuel the furnaces, and here it is. We've got 8 bamboo shoots growing above 8 hopper minecarts. The bamboo will grow to be 10 tall before triggering the observers and the pistons. Harvested bamboo will be ejected from a dropper clock, and I have a dropper clock for each bamboo shoot, so 8 in total. The bamboo is then going to travel up a bubble elevator and into storage linked to the furnaces. I've also added dispensers with bone meal, so we have the option to speed it up a ton, and here it is in action. So next up, I want to get a better feel of how the finished building is going to look and start terraforming around it a little bit. I've built the whole thing pretty high up to get some more height variation going, so the plan is to make a hill for all this to sit on. Okay guys, many hours have passed since that last clip, and I've started to get a feel for the shape of the building, which is going to surround the bamboo farm. I've also started to build up the hill that the whole structure is going to sit on. I was kind of worried that this hill was going to look too tall at first, but I think once I've had a chance to sort of add some plant life and blend it in a bit more, it's going to look really good, and the sort of height variance around the base is going to add a bit more interest to the area. I still have a few things to figure out, one of which is the floor inside the farm. I don't like this dye right here, so I will be changing that up. I think what I'm going to do is just use the path that goes around the rest of the base and continue that sort of through the farm. I also need to work out how the roof is going to look and add a bit more colour to accent the building, as it is looking hella grey and black right now. Oh, and check this out. I've added this tunnel here so that the path can carry on through to this part of the base. And I've also started to add a bit of texture to this cliff. I was working on a bit more of an overhang here, and the idea of that was to create enough space for me to make a building around the chicken farm. However, this has actually stopped working in this update, and the reason is this chicken minecart unloader. The chickens aren't going through that hole anymore, so yeah, this farm's not working anymore, unfortunately. And here we are again, guys. It's been another few hours since the last clip. This project has taken a lot longer than I originally thought it would. But I think we're getting close to the end of it now. Check it out. I've added a lot more to the building. We've got a lot of detail in. The roof's on there. Got some magma windows. Very non-functional windows. Yeah, magma covered by the dark oak fence. And here's a better look at some of that detail that I've added. I've kind of framed a lot of the windows with stairs. We've got some dark oak trapdoors on those ones. And yeah, just use some walls and also dark oak fence as well. And also some grey wool in there to add a bit more texture to those sort of gables, I guess. Yeah, so the things I like about it, I think it looks really good. It's probably one of the more, well, it's probably the most sort of complete building on the world at the moment. And I think it looks really cool. Things I don't like about it is it kind of looks like that scary house on the hill, right? It kind of looks like a horror themed building, which isn't really what I was going for. I think that can be kind of lightened up by using different material for sort of the trim on the roof as well as the trim around the edges. So that might be something to look at in the future. Of course, the idea was to use Blackstone, and that is what we've done. And yeah, I do like it. I like that combination of blocks. It's not a style that I particularly want to carry on around the base. But I think it does also have a bit of a sort of like a blacksmith's kind of feel, right? Which is good for a furnace building, I suppose. The other thing I'm not too sure about is it's very, very big. Obviously with the tall roof as well, it kind of messes with the scale around the base, I think. But hey, it could well be that I just need to get used to the fact it's there. I think it's definitely an upgrade over the iron farm that was there before, right? And I do really like the offset arches for the entrance. I think that looks pretty cool. And I do really like to have things to fly through. Zoop. So for the actual furnace part itself, I'm standing on 3 double chests, which are the input. And then we've got a kind of minecart loader. This actually works on a delay rather than on how many items are in the minecart hopper. So that just means it'll activate regardless of how many items we put in these chests. Smelted items are just going to make their way through this hopper line and into this chest for now. I think I might end up adding an option to send the items over to the main storage area as well. Whoa. So that's going to be all from me today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button and maybe consider subscribing. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.